Welcome to BETAMAX podcast. We're here with Thomas at Beauty Supply Records, on site, on scene. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Chilling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So Fidel isn't on camera because he unfortunately has AIDS and it's affecting his ability to speak. So
Sucks.
yeah, it really sucks. We're all praying for him. There should be a link in a GoFundMe to a GoFundMe to help him get his voice back and to quit acting like a bitch. So Thomas is obviously the dude who owns and operates Beauty Supply Records here in San Bernardino, but you're also someone who is heavily involved in the punk and hardcore scene in the area, specifically like Inland Empire.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about you and like how you got into punk and hardcore, and you know kind of where that's led to you where you're at now.
Yeah. This is gonna be weird because I've never done a podcast before, guys. So it's kind of awkward. But I don't know. I feel like I've always done music. I grew up in a very musical household.
Okay.
Dad played in church. Dad played in bands, stuff like that. My sister started playing music, and it just kind of trickled. Like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I never had choice in it. Not that sounds very negative. But
Yeah.
no, I mean it's just kind of was just like second nature. And I would probably say it was like 13, 14. I kind of started like getting into. I feel like that's when you start like listening to music on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You kind of start being like, I like this kind of thing. And my sisters were always, I have older sisters, 4 older sisters. And one of them was into like New Kids on the Block and boy bands and stuff like that. And then the other one was like into like gangster rap and shit. So I kind of like got the gamut. My middle sister was like really into Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails and Smashing Pumpkins. And so I'd hear that growing up as a kid. And then my youngest sister, she got into like emo. This is like the early 2000s, so we're talking like Sunny Day Real Estate and
Hell yeah.
Get Up Kids and
The good stuff.
Ozma and Weezer and it's kind of that's not emo, but
Yeah.
kind of this shit and stuff locally. And I would start going to some shows with her then, kind of like just like a little emo shit, and then.
What kind of music were your parents playing in the house?
My mom will say she like doesn't like music. My mom likes music. I'm not. That sounds weird. Like whatever. But she like doesn't really. She's like. My mom's one of the people who doesn't know songs. She like just knows it when she hears it.
Mm-hmm.
But she listens to a lot of like oldies and like she liked Amy Winehouse for a bit. Like I don't know. She just gets on trips. But my dad mostly liked like Tower Power, Santana, Doobie Brothers, funky stuff like Parliament, Led Zeppelin, classics and rock and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, my parents they were born again Christians.
Oh, word.
I'm not like talking shit on that or anything like that, but they, for a period of time, they had a trip where we couldn't listen to secular music.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had to go to, like my sister, but we were still, like, it wasn't like a super hard rule. But my sister got into like some Christian emo and stuff like that, like Juliana Theory and like Noise Ratchet and stuff like that.
Reliant K type stuff.
Reliant K and shit like that. We saw them like when we were kids. And like my next sister up, she was like really into like ska. Whatever wave, late 90s ska was. Like, what is that, third wave, second wave?
Not sure, man.
Yeah.
Only because I'm only vaguely familiar with ska. I know some like the
She
the
saw
first wave
she
stuff.
saw like the Aquabats at the barn.
Oh, okay, got it.
She would go to the barn and sneak out. That was like her area. She was going to the barn and showcase and sneaking out and going to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then like when I got to like 13, 14, I started like hanging out with my other sister and like we would go like to these little emo shows. But I got probably the first crazy thing I got was like I went to a Christian music store and I got split by a band called Zayo and Training for Utopia.
Okay.
And Zayo is like very metalcore, I guess, and insane. If you listen back to it now, it's kind of like metalcore meets like Neurosis,
Okay.
like in ways like that. I got that, and I got another CD by a band called Starflyer 59, which was a band from Riverside.
Yeah,
and
from
they
Riverside,
were,
right?
And they were like shoegazy, like, but they kind of transitioned to sound like a Beach Boys kind of thing. But like I was into that, and then I just started going to shows with her, and then we got, this is gonna be old head reference here, but we got like a flyer for notpopular.com,
Hell yeah.
and like so we got on this message board, and like we started meeting people, and like we're from Colton, but so we started hanging out with people in Redlands, Riverside, stuff like that. But someone she was dating gave her a burnt CD. I don't remember if he gave me, because we were like all peripherally like hanging out, but like he gave me, or it's something, I don't remember whose it was. But I got a copy of Satisfaction, The Death of Desire. And like after that I was kinda like, okay, this is just shit.
Hell yeah.
Like I was listening to my own shit, like I liked Thursday and At the Drive-In and shit like that, and a bunch of other stuff, but like once I heard that I was like, oh, this is, the aggressive stuff is kinda like cool. And this is like the perfect blend of like maybe metal and hardcore. And I kinda just like got into that like full tilt. Like that, and there was another band from Redlands called Cast in Stone.
Okay.
Gave me a copy of that. So like I had like those T CDs and the Zayo CD, and like I was like off to the races after that.
So emo was like the catalyst.
Kind of, and like my first band was definitely like kind of an emo-ish hardcore band.
Oh, like the first band that you were in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was it called? Do you remember?
It was so stupid. It was called A Midwinter Tragedy.
A Midwinter Tragedy? That's cute.
Yeah, it was.
I like that.
Yeah, we played I think we played twice. The first show was with a band from Redlands called In Ashes We Lie.
Nice.
And like that's how I met like a lot of like Redlands hardcore people and stuff like that. And
So that was definitely like the catalyst in how you got into actually like playing
yeah, I was playing
hardcore music.
Yeah, I was kind of playing a little bit though too at church, and just playing with my like parent, my dad and my sister, kind of playing around. But I definitely like kind of started like feeling like, okay, this could be like, okay, I could like play in a band. Once I started seeing like hardcore bands and punk bands and emo bands and stuff like that, I would like, once I started seeing that, I was like, okay, I could like probably join a band, you know? I wasn't thinking about like, oh, I want to be on like MTV.
Right.
Or back then it was like, you want to be on like MTV too. But like,
You just wanted to rock.
I just wanted to play shows.
Yeah,
I
hell
felt
yeah.
like that was cool. Like grew up like, my dad would play at church and stuff, but also he would do maybe like every couple years he would get together like the old dudes and do like a family band, like a jam in like one of their backyards. And I'm talking, they play like, you know, play Do Reddit songs, play Allman Brothers, they play like, you know, just like old barbecue shit.
Oh, that's
all the
pretty
families
cool.
together barbecuing. So I was like, okay, like he does that, he's old, like maybe I could like play in bands.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I found that cool. And then I started playing to records. Like, and then as soon as I like learned how to play in like a punk band, like after that I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. And we just started starting bands and snowballing from there.
So what was your first like hardcore or punk band?
Probably. So from that band, it's trippy how it happened. I met a kid at high school, not high school, in middle school, and he was friends with this band called Valley of Visions, and they were like kind of transit. This is like when AFI happened.
Okay.
So like AFI happened before this, guys. But this is like when AFI started doing Sing the Sorrow and like started getting big. So they were like a Scottish band before, and they had a name called Charlie Cargo,
Okay.
which is a great name for a ska band. I don't know what it means, but it's like a great ska band.
it sounds kind of just fun.
But they changed the name to Valley of Visions and got like a little gothy. They covered a New Order song, and like he was playing with them and friends with them. So he kind of wanted to do his own thing. His name is Lance. I still talk to him. Shout out to Lance.
Shout out, Lance.
Well, me and him started talking about doing a band, and like we had met somebody. He had like an internet friend, and like this kind of sounds weird now, but he was like 20 something.
Mad creepy.
Kind of creepy, but kind of creepy. You know, it's old days. But no, I don't know. But he was. I talk about this a lot sometimes. I feel like when you're a kid, you always think that like someone is way older than you, and they could be like 2 years older than you. Just
Yeah.
by like the way they carry themselves, it's like
Yeah, those as you get older, like those year gaps seem smaller, you know,
Right.
like dudes who are in their 40s seem close, like seem more like my age,
like when
you
I
know?
started going to shows at Showcase. That's like when I met like Gabe Ochoa and like Bound in Blood. He seemed like 25, 26. Like he seemed like super old.
Shout out Gabe.
But shout out to Gabe. But he's probably like 3, 4 years older than me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like not even that insane. So like I don't know. But I think he was probably 20. This guy. But anyways, we started jamming with him. Had a couple jams. I think we wrote some songs. Got together. I think I don't remember if we ever like put out music or anything. But we like definitely demoed some stuff. But for whatever reason, that guy didn't work out. And then there was a kid at our high school that we kind of knew, like at our middle school, that kind of we knew he liked emo or like hardcore or whatever. And we started jamming with him. And like literally, we only played 2 shows. I don't know if it was like over the summer, but we played like twice. And like he started hanging out with some Redlands people, and like I don't know, we started like kind of hanging out Redlands, and like this is when that band Death Star was starting to happen.
Oh, sweet.
So we started going to Showcase like then. My first Showcase show was actually Death Star, Integrity, Out to Win. And that's all I. Oh, Cast Aside.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first ever like aggressive Showcase show.
That's a badass show.
Yeah, and so. Actually, I forget if it was that or I saw Under Roof at Showcase too.
Still, that's still pretty cool.
I feel like it was like Under Roof and Throwdown or something.
Damn.
I don't remember which one, but that was the first time I like went and I saw like hard crazy like I'd seen hardcore dancing that like there's a spot in Redlands we used to go to called Oasis. This is like pre Tiffany Church if anybody's familiar with that, but they used to do like hardcore shows. And they would do like Christian shows, like, it would all be kind of mixed. But we did like so like that. From there, we kind of like started jamming with this kid. His name is Corey Johnson. Shout out to Corey. He probably won't watch this.
Shout out Corey. I hope you watch this.
He probably won't. But we started jamming with him, and then. I don't remember. This is where it gets all blurry. But we kicked out my friend Lance or something, or he quit. I don't remember. Because I think we were like, let's be hardcore. Let's like be a hardcore band. And he was a Christian kid too, so we wanted to be like a Christian hardcore band. There's probably just people we're hanging out with too, but we wanted to be like a Christian hardcore band, and we thought it was the stupidest name. Our name was Higher Authority.
Hell yeah.
And it was kind of like a reference to like G.O.D. up there.
Yeah.
But like a kind of cool hardcore band name. I don't know. But then like
That's pretty sick for like what that is.
like his neighbor played, and then we like played a couple shows. I don't think maybe 1 or 2 shows under that name. But we played a show. Okay, so for context, we're in San Bernardino right now. We played a show, probably like. I want to say probably like 5 minutes away from here, in downtown.
Okay.
At this place called Lyrics Cafe.
Oh, Lyrics.
In San Bernardino.
That's a deep cut.
It's a super deep cut. And it was like a big, looked like a fest. Like, now I see the flyer. It had like Bound in Blood on it. It had, if people are watching this and don't know what we're talking about, I don't know. It's going to be some deep cuts here. But it was like them, Suicide Silence.
Wow.
Torn in Two. I want to say Internal Affairs played. Just a bunch of bands of this, this is like 2002, 2003-ish.
But it was like a large bill with a spectrum of bands.
Early Time for Change. I don't remember if their name was Time for Change or Soldier X, early. So it was a big show. Cool show.
There's some deep cuts, man.
And then we had played with this band called Double Barrel, and we found out they're from Moval. And somehow their band kind of dissolved, and we started kicking with this dude, Justin. And he was very into tough guy hardcore, wearing jerseys and stuff like that, and metallic kind of stuff. And we started kicking it with him, and eventually we started a band with him called Every Man for Himself. It was me, Corey, Justin, and his girlfriend Angela. And I forget who was playing bass when we started, but we did that. I'm literally like 15 years old.
That's crazy.
I'm like hanging out with like 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, and I started wearing like basketball jerseys and stuff and being all tough and stuff.
What are you playing in the band?
I'm playing drums.
You're playing drums?
I'm playing drums.
Have you always played drums in these bands?
Yeah, until I was like 20 something, I played
okay.
drums in like every band, yeah. And like we did that. We started that. Did a demo. I forget if no, I'm not on the demo. I like left the band. I wasn't on the demo. And they did a demo. I joined back up again after that, and we did like an EP. We're trying to be so tough here. We're trying to be so East Coast and tough, and like we're wearing basketball jerseys. We're playing like beat downs and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I feel like right now it'd be cool. Back then it felt cool, but like if I look back on it, like I don't know if that was a good look. But literally, I'm 15 years old, maybe 16. I'm like, I turned vegetarian then. Like I'm like straight edge. I'm like starting to get into like a bunch of stuff. We like did that. We wrote a demo. We did record like a demo. Recorded EP. The EP is really silly if you guys are interested in it. It's called Pitbull Mentality.
Damn.
So we're like heavy into tough guy hardcore here. Like we're like, and then we started playing Showcase. We like played with like 25 to Life. We played with like Marauder at like Studio S one time.
That's wild.
We're like getting on all these tough bills. And I'm like 15 years old. 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, I'm pretty like I'm super familiar with that band. That's
Yeah.
like it's crazy. I didn't know that you were in that one.
And it's crazy because I remember like, because my friend's in a band, like he's my same age, and like my mom knew his parents and my parents knew them. I would always be like, I'm spending the night. I'm at Corey's house. But really I would be like going down to Tijuana
To play a show.
to play a goddamn show with like Marauder or something. And I'm like eating like with like, you know, old men and playing tough guy hardcore, you know?
Hell yeah.
I'm like I went to Vegas a bunch of times and played with like Folsom and stuff like that.
Damn, that's a trip at 15 years old.
At 15, 16 years old. There was like
Damn.
fights and stuff happening too, you know?
Damn.
So I'm like hoping not to like get hurt and hoping not to get in trouble at home.
Damn.
Also too, a very important part of the story is that I missed I went to my first year of high school, and then now I look back at it, it was probably like mental breakdown, mental like panic attacks and stuff like that. I was really depressed and like going through stuff. I had like kind of begged my parents, or I was just wanting to hang out. I don't know. I don't remember. Either one of those. Probably now, more mental side I should pay attention to. But I was like, can I not be in regular high school? Can I be in independent studies or something? I begged them, and they're like, yeah, sure. And they enrolled me in like I don't know. I guess it was independent studies or homeschooling.
Yeah, you get like a packet or something.
I got a packet,
Yeah.
and I would meet a lady like every 2 weeks or a week at a Starbucks, and like she would just grade it all. So like my middle 2 years of high school, I didn't go to high school. I like started working with my sister, like that was an elective credit, working with her. But like so I had time. I had like independence kind of. And I want to say because like my sisters gave my mom and dad like hell, and like since I was like straight edge, and like I was hanging out with like pretty good kids, like I think they were like, okay, we trust you. Just call us if you're not coming home. Call
Nice.
us if you're gonna be late. So I felt like I got away with a lot. Well, we did that. All this seems like it lasted a long time, but it was probably like a summer.
Oh, that's crazy.
A summer or a fall or like, you know, like really condensed.
Like a really compressed period of time.
Really compressed period of time. I stopped playing that band. They started playing with different people in the band. They kept that band going for a little bit. Corey left, and I forget if he joined a band called Death Star. He joined a band called Death Star. I forget if that happened first or whatever. I'm getting the timeline all fucked up. He joined that band and a band called Plague the Red Letters.
Mm.
Plague the Red Letters is a Christian band, but they kind of sounded weird. They sounded like The Swarm or Cursed or weird kind of stuff. And then he started doing that. And then later on he would go on to start Sleeping Giant. So he was the first guitar player for that.
Nice.
And then I think he joined Impending Doom and what's that band, Motionless in White?
I'm
He
not
was in
sure.
one. He joined one of those bands and toured after like Impending Doom.
Okay.
But he was like OG in Impending Doom like early on. So he went in, did like crazy stuff. I kind of like, after I did that band was very like intense like to do as like a kid. I felt like we did a lot of shows, did a lot of stuff, and then I just wasn't in the band. And then I just went back to going to shows, and that was like cool. I like went back to high school. I'm like working, hanging out, still going to shows, stuff like that.
Like your standard high school or?
I went back to Standard High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I'm like just kind of getting into more of my own shit. I feel like I started liking like kind of Clevelandish hardcore, like Integrity
Okay.
and stuff like that. That leads into like more Slayer and stuff like that. Kind of just check that. Then eventually started getting like crust punk and stuff like that. I go back to high school. I'm living in Colton. Redlands starts really happening. They open up a church called Tiffany in Redlands. They start doing a bunch of shows. They would be anywhere from like Christian bands to non-Christian bands. Death Star was playing there. A bunch of stuff happening over there.
I know it's like a lot of those same type of bands that would play there a
Yeah.
lot.
Riverside starts like kind of, we're seeing stuff going on. Riverside, kind of cool. Kind of this. And then we're starting getting exposed to like another scene in Redlands too of like, they were doing shows at a gazebo in Redlands in a park.
Sylvan Park?
Sylvan Park, yeah. And this would be more on the crusty side.
Mm-hmm. They did a lot of the Food Not Bombs type stuff there. I played there quite a few
times. It'd be like more like subversive kind of underground kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah, it's like like a lot of crust punk, grindcore,
so
power around stuff.
Started getting exposed to that, and then eventually go back to high school to my senior year. I started a band with an older friend of mine. I don't even know if he like. I just know he likes Slayer. I'm like, he kind of gets into Integrity. I'm like, okay, let's start like a metallic kind of hardcore band. And then my childhood best friend, we started a band together. So we all started the band, and we're called Life Tyrant. And we're total like Slayer, Integrity, like Ringworm, kind of worship kind of shit. And we started that.
Gosh, Light Tyrant was so good, dude.
We're like literally like, it's crazy like when you're a kid, you're like, okay, you play guitar, okay, you like this, okay, let's piece it together. We're just piecing shit together. Our singer had never sung in a band before. He was like my friend. I met him on AIM. That's what's it called?
AOL Instant Messenger.
AOL Instant Messenger for the young kids out there. But I met him through. I met a girl on like Makeout Club or Not Pop or something like that, and we started talking on AIM. And she was like, "Oh, I think you live close to my friend." And I was like, "What?" And like then me and him get an AIM chat. I've never met him in my life because he goes to a different high school than me. He lives in the next neighborhood over. We like ride bikes to go meet each other. We're like 17. We like ride bikes and we hang out, and then I just keep in contact with him on the internet. We're like internet friends, but he lives like in the next neighborhood. And his parents are divorced, so he only comes like every once in a while.
Okay.
So it's like I felt like I was my pen pal, you know?
Only, but through Instant Messenger though.
Only but through Instant Messenger. But we start kicking it more like when we like get out of high school and we start hanging out. He's never sung in a band before. This is a really stupid story. I kind of like to tell it. He's never sung in a band before. There used to be a radio station. I think it's maybe still a radio station called K-Cow.
Oh yeah.
It's like more. It's like it's in here. It probably goes to Riverside. That too.
K-Cal Rocks.
K-Cow rocks. Play like a bunch of butt rock, bunch of like modern rock. You know. There was a show on there at 10 o'clock. I don't know if it was every day, but it'd be called Mandatory Metallica.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Every once in a while, they'd play like a deep cut. Deep cut meaning like it was on Master of Puppets, like and Justice for All, Metallica. And like they had an intro where it was like a screaming like Mandatory Metallica, and he would always like scream it. I was like, so like in my dumb mind, I'm like, okay, you can sing in a band, you can do that yell. And then we started a band with him.
Hell yeah.
And like so we did Life Tyrant, and then
You just have and Life Tyrant just has the one like demo, right?
we have a demo and we have like EP. I think the EP finally came out like a little while ago, but I think, yeah, it's just like a demo and an EP, and that's it. And from there, we're just playing with bands and stuff like that. Started playing Sylvan Park, started playing, like, we played Showcase a couple times, Lifetime, and we started doing our own shit. And when I was 16, 15, I wasn't, like, booking shit. I was just kind of like, that dude was, like, real gung-ho, so he was just doing everything. So this is, like, the first thing I ever started, like, okay. Started making the flyers myself, started, like, making designs, like.
So at this point, like, this is when you're learning, like, the DIY
This is when I'm like,
ethos.
this is
and all
when I'm
that.
like learning to run a band, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So,
because
like,
before that, you were just playing in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, okay, we'll go. Cool. You know. And like I had friends from back then too. Like, okay, you're playing this band. Okay. Like, you know, we played a show with like Sleeping Giant and like Impending Doom because like I remember those dudes from back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm like working on hookups and stuff. You know. I don't remember how we played Showcase, but he would like call us and we'd play.
Fuck yeah.
We started playing with, but then we started playing with. It was me, Romeo. Romeo's playing guitar. Friend James was playing bass, guitar. Another friend named Greg played bass. I was playing drums. Alex was singing. So we started, hanging out with a band from Redlands called Restrained, and they had a total different lineup. I'd actually met their singer Kevin at church forever ago.
Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. I'd met him forever ago, and like we kind of kept in touch.
Solid dude.
Solid dude. And so he started this band. It was just super crusty. Crusty meets like Left 4 Dead, Chris Colahan, worship kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was very like a very conscious, like hardcore band.
Yeah. And about veganism. And he was straight edge. The band was never straight edge, but just very more conscious, forward political stuff.
Yeah.
So they were gone. It always kind of sounded, to me, it was like, this could be cooler. Her drummer was like so-so. Cool dude, but it was like so-so. Somehow he left. Somehow the guitarist left. Our guitarist joins up with them, Romeo.
Romeo, right?
Yeah, he joins up with them. The drummer eventually left, and like, so we kind of just hop in, and we're kind of like, okay, let's make this sound like what it could sound like. That sounds weird and cocky, but like,
like elevating or moving the sound forward in a way.
Yeah, I felt just me and him were more motivated of like, okay, let's like,
and you can
let's do it now.
Bring whatever you guys have been working on for some time into that mix.
Yeah.
And just add something to the music that makes it grow.
So we started that, and we started playing with that, and we're doing both for a while. And then eventually I forget which order it was. This is often not pop too. We found out we had a friends band called Eden Alive. Shout out, anybody knows Eden Alive too. They recorded something that sounded really good, and I found a studio that recorded it. I've been tinkering with recording forever now. I record still, after some pauses and breaks and stuff like that. But I've been tinkering with recording bands and stuff like that for a while. I recorded probably 07, like right out of high school. My friend Romeo moved his house. This is my childhood friend, so he lives like we're childhood friends. He lives like down the street from me. He moves, has an empty house. One way or another, I'm friends with another band from IE, LA-ish. They were called Judas. Super power violence.
Hell yeah.
Great band.
Amazing band.
Some way or another, I'm like, can I record your... I think I recorded a Strain demo, and people like thought it sounded cool. It was like 1 or 2 songs, something like that. They were like, can you record us? And we recorded a 7-inch in my friend's empty house. And this is totally like DIY. I just used like a shitty mic pack. I had 2 inputs on a
external interface.
Yeah, I had like 2 inputs on an interface. I like did everything super raw, super like I didn't know what I was doing. But it ended up sounding good.
Sounds awesome, dude.
Someone pressed it on a 7-inch. I don't know. Sounds good. But like we did that, and like so we kind of like we're just learning how to like we're making our own flyers, we're booking our own shows, we're like finding bands that are coming on tour. You know, we're like it's all like MySpace, not pop. This is all Message Board, Bridge 9. We're all just linking up with people everywhere. You know,
Yeah, and that's how I found out about a lot of those bands. Was just being in those spaces. Not Pop was something. Well, it was a place that I spent a lot of time in.
Yeah, yeah, and we ended up recording. We found this place that recorded stuff. It was called Earth Capital in
Earth Capital.
LA. And I
Shout
thought,
out Alex.
shout out Alex. But here's a funny story. I didn't know Alex didn't do. I think it was like Eating Alive did something. I forget if it was like More to Pride or Rotting Out had done something by then, and it sounded good. But he had a partner at that studio at that time, and he recorded those without like Alex knowing or something. I think he recorded a Rotting Out thing, so I'm wrong. Sorry, Alex, but he did an Eating Alive thing. So like that was the dude who did it. So unbeknownst, like so we just like link up with him and we go like we'll cut a restrained 7-inch. And we're still everyone kind of knows each other. Just going to shows and stuff like that. Our friend Andy run a little label called Glory Kids. Shout out to Andy too. He's like, I'll put out a 7-inch. You guys record it.
Damn, Glory Kids is a deep cut too, man.
So we're like, cool. We go record the 7-inch. I think it takes like a day and a half. We did like 7 songs or something in like a day and a half. Sounds really good. We're all really proud of it. We do it. And then just like from there, just like a vehicle, that was like a vehicle for like playing shows. Joe starts hitting us up. It's cool because like I played Showcase when I was like 15, 16, and I'm getting playing it when I'm like 19, 18, 19, 20-ish, you know?
Shout out Juluhan.
Yeah. So he starts calling us, we start playing shows. Like I think we opened for like Killing the Dream there. We played with Ceremony there.
Jeez.
Like a bunch of stuff.
And how old were you at this time?
Probably like 19, almost
That's
20.
wild, dude.
Almost 20. And then I met you probably playing in that era too.
Because that's around the same time.
Probably
Hit 'Em
seen
Where It
you a
Hurts
little
was
bit before
doing
then, but
shit.
yeah. We started doing stuff with Hit 'Em When It Hurts, Impact, stuff like that. And then like, we're all just playing with bands and like, okay, you guys are cool, let's play again. We set something up again, you know? Started doing that. We do our first tours. And we do like 2 West Coast tours. We're great. So
Was it just you guys, or did you guys go with anybody else?
We went with a band called Separation.
Okay.
And we had just met them on the computer. Never met them a day in our life.
They had a very similar vibe to Restrained.
Yeah. And literally, we just met them. I don't remember how we met them. I think they were just like, oh, we like you guys. Let's try to do something.
I like the cut of your jib. Let's go on tour.
And the first time we met them was at the first show.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. And it was like we had a Step Brothers moment where we're just like, we're best friends now.
I was like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah. And
That's tight.
We had like, great times on those tours. And yeah, we did a bunch of stuff. And eventually we just kind of... I feel like sometimes things fizzle out too when you go at them super hard. We did a 7-inch, a split LP, and another record too after that. This is all in like the period of like 2, 3 years maybe.
And this is Restrained?
Yeah. We're just going hard, still doing Life Trying too. We're just doing a bunch of shit. We do that, kind of fizzle out and just end it. And we just start doing other stuff. And yeah, and I started getting more noisy, grungy kind of stuff. Had Jesus Lizard, Nirvana-ish.
And you were just like recording like demos and 7-inches and stuff, or
Kind of. I bought a really cheap setup and recorded that Jesus stuff. And
was that the only thing?
I kind of do our demos every once in a while, and that's about it. Yeah. And then once we started linking up with Alex, he recorded the Restrained stuff. He recorded Lifetime stuff. And then I started linking up with a band from Redlands. They're like more on the emo-ish, noisy, they cover like Red Brothers-ish, but they were like into Sonic Youth and shit.
Okay.
Their name was You Are Switzerland.
Okay.
And I started linking with like 2 of the members of that band, Jacob and Mackie. And we started a band called Bad Lovers. And this is totally noisy, weird. It's like me, them, and
Dude,
the
Bad
bassist.
Lovers is sick, dude.
And the bassist from Restrained, he plays in it too. Again, we just start using our connects and just like playing around and having fun. And, Going good. We started playing with like a pre-Touche Amore band. I think they're called Salt the Pillars. And Touche Amore is starting at this time. So we play with them. We're just doing a lot of shit. Eventually he like gets recruited to like be a fill-in guitarist for them on tour. Touche Amore.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Touche Amore. Yeah. And he goes on tour and he's like gone half the year or something. So we kind of, I don't know, we just like kind of fizzled that out too, and just kind of, this is all just kind of like, I want to keep playing, and we just kind of just keep doing weird stuff, and just constantly like, oh, I'm like into zines now, I'm gonna make a zine, or I'm like, you know, just constantly creating new and doing weird shit, and so we do that.
So outside of music, this is a time when you're still kind of, you're starting to like do more things that are, you know, like punk DIY. It's outside of just like writing, recording, playing music.
Yeah. I feel like this was the kind of I feel like the music, the more I look back at it, I feel like I was always meant to do like this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because my dad was always like, oh, okay, we can just figure out how to do it. He's not like classically trained or anything at music. He just kind of like knows what he knows. Plays by ear, kind of learns stuff.
Yeah.
My mom is like, she blows my mind. She like is always like doing these little hacks of fixing stuff around the house, or like, she's like going on like, she finds these little weird websites and like makes like, she's like, will send me this stuff where like, oh, make your own laundry detergent.
Hell yeah.
She like makes her own stuff. She's like total like, you know, just makes everything her own. She crochets. She like does a bunch of shit.
That's pretty cool. So that you have that experience.
I have that like I feel like I have that experience of like
the exposure to that doing it yourself.
I'm just gonna make stuff.
Yeah, that's tight.
What I mean? And I'm gonna figure out how to do it and like make stuff.
So it kind of forces you to be like a more creative leading mind at a younger age.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know how to play. And so, like, right here, in this era, I'm playing drums in bands mostly. And I start kind of picking up guitars. I've always kind of played guitar and bass to, like, but mostly, like, hey, I got this little idea for a riff. And it's like 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Oh, let's try this. And they're like, oh, it's terrible, or good, you know? And then, like, so I'm just pitching stuff, and, like, I kind of have, like, a little basis. But, like, what I'm saying with that is, like, I don't know how to play. I maybe know how to play like 2 songs, not by me. You know what I mean? So I wasn't sitting around like, oh, and Stairway to Heaven. It'd be sweet. No shots fired at Led Zeppelin. It'd be sweet to know that, but I like didn't like learn other people's songs.
Right.
Like the amount of guitar I know how to play is like only for like the songs I've written.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything's kind of been like, oh, I want to do something. Let's learn how to like do it at like a passable level of like, I can put this out.
So in Bad Lovers, you were still playing drums.
I was playing drums, yes.
And Bad Lovers is the band that you have, or before what, Moxie Beat?
Yeah, ish. And like we did that, a couple other things here between there. I started hanging out with them in the kind of Restrained days. Okay. They were in a band called Dogs of Fire and Rogue State.
Oh, okay.
And there's a band around Bloomington, Cisco. Yeah. From Riverside, Cinema Glow, shout out to them. Yep. He played in a band called Dorn. So we started kind of hooking up with this like other scene. It's not particularly like straight up like, this is where like getting eclectic kind of stuff. We're not like, they're not straight up crust, they're not straight up punk, they're not hardcore.
It's got like that.
We're a little bit artsy. We're political.
Yeah, that 3-1-G esque, like experimental type.
We're like kind of getting more, just like we're not like, no limitations.
Right. Not in a box.
Not in a box. Yeah. I start playing drums for a band called Rifle. This is like a maybe 1 or 2 year band with the old guitarist from Rogue State, and this is just a 2-piece like guitar and drum band. He's got like an octave guitar. Okay. Kind of White Stripes, but we're just mental, like fast. bucket full of teeth, ampere, quick kind of shit.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we're just wild. And I feel like that was my test of like, okay, you can play crazy stuff, like you want to jam with Moxie Beat. And then I started banding Moxie Beat, Brandon Fritz and my friend Josh and Steven. And at the beginning we had 2 bassists, 2 guitarists, 3 singers. So we were just insane.
Yeah.
Like loud, crazy. And
Loud is definitely a way to describe that.
and like, yeah, it's just like we're just constantly just doing stuff and just creating and taking it weird. And I'm like 21, 22. I probably joined that when I was like 22, 23-ish. Maybe 24. I don't know. My timeline's all fucked up. But yeah, we did that. And then just learning how to like... I feel like I never expected to make money off of music, really. I just wanted to do it because it was like fun.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to do... And I don't really know. Maybe after I did like, when I was doing the tough stuff when I was a teen, that stuff was trendy and happening.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like once I kind of got out of like what was happening, if that felt way more like, okay, I can do whatever I want. And like, I may not make like a bunch of money doing it because it's not popular or whatever. I can just do it and have fun doing it. And like, I graduated high school, I'm working. I worked with my dad for a little bit. I got a job in printing, and like I did that for like 10 years. But it was cool because I got time off to go on little tours, 2 weeks out of year, 3 weeks out of year. And that was pretty much just the next 10, 12 years of my life, just like playing in bands and just working. And like, I feel like that always kind of like grounded me of like, okay, I'm not doing this to like make money and like sell 1 million records, be on TV. I'm like doing this to like, because I want to do it.
Yeah.
And like, we're doing our own record labels and stuff like that. We're doing like everything. So we don't have anyone telling us like, you need to be done by here.
Yeah, there's no deadlines, no contracts.
We're recording with our friends, you know, like we don't have any like, we're just creating like out of like joy and expression kind of, you know? And like, so we did that, and it's just like, it's cool. And it was working. So I felt like I always had like a good grounding of like, I'm working, I'm like making music, I'm doing everything on my terms, you know? And it just felt like, it felt like second nature, really, you know? And just doing a bunch of shit, and did that for 10 years, something like a long time. And just constantly just keep doing new shit and just like doing everything. Yeah.
And Moxie Beat is still playing, or?
No, we're kind of on like a little break right now. I feel like we're just kind of like, so right now we're done.
Okay.
Like we never had a last show or nothing.
Like an indefinite hiatus, if you will?
Indefinite hiatus, yeah, ish. I feel like we did so many things and we got very burnt out.
So what bands are you currently in right now?
Right now I'm currently in a band called Personal Hell.
Okay.
And I'm in a band called Insolent.
Describe both those bands for the people who may not be familiar.
I'll start with Insolent because it'll be easier to explain. But that's kind of like a crusty, hardcore, it's power violence-y band. Really fast, really heavy, down-tuned. But yeah, I feel like it applies the same kind of basic tenets of like...
And you play drums in Insolent?
I play drums in Insolent.
Okay.
And that's totally like, started for the last maybe 10 years. I was been in guitar building.
Okay.
And I got a job at Fender Guitars in Corona, and I was working there for a while.
Okay.
And a couple months in, I meet this guy, and I'm like, he's looking like familiar to me, and it's Martin. I like meet him at like a company party, like officially we start talking. We're like, okay, yeah, we played a show together when we were like 20, and we start chopping it up and talking about bands and stuff like that, and then we start jamming, and then like, it's him and our friend Daniel. Start jamming. We got our friend sing, This is all, just, oh, this guy does this guy, we just like, just like when we were kids though, We do this, it's like 2019-ish. I think we put a little EP out in 2019. And then we played like 3 shows. Pretty good shows, nice little shows. And then we start thinking about doing another thing, and then COVID hits. COVID's starting to happen. Martin has 3 kids. He like he has like 2 like pretty back to back, and he's having them during that era. So it's kind of like 2020. Everyone knows what their life was like in 2020. But yeah, everything kind of shut down.
Yeah.
Didn't want to jam with people in the little. We had a little tiny practice space. Bigger than this, but small. You definitely didn't want to sit like this and during COVID,
Yeah.
So we stopped jamming. We kind of started kicking it back up again, just me and him, because we worked together and we were getting tested, and we had a space where he could he was jamming and sitting in the hallway for me, and we just wrote a bunch of songs, and we recorded, and then so. This is going to go back to kind of beginning-ish, but it's COVID. Got time, not playing shows. All the shows stopped going to shows. I'm living with my old partner in Riverside. Just working, trying to survive, trying to live,
Just trying to make it through that craziness.
Not doing shows, not doing stuff. I had started DJing before COVID. A little bit at a little local bar.
Like mixing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just playing punk, hardcore, metal, whatever.
Hell yeah.
Psychedelic stuff. Just a little here and there. Just for fun.
Dang, DJ Tomas on the 1s and 2s. I like that.
Just another little way of getting out there.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I look at it as a DJ, I look at DJing as a way for someone who loves music, listening to music, you get to engage in it and with it differently from your average listener who just presses play in the car or something.
And I found that to be we'll talk more about that, but it's it's chippy.
Yeah.
It's chippy. But I'm so dumb too, so during COVID I'm just fuck man, this is chippy, what do I do with all this time? I'm coming home and I wasn't working, I stopped working for 2 months.
Yeah.
Because they put us on furlough, So I'm collecting unemployment. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to work. I don't ever going to play a show again, Just don't know what to do all this time. I'm I got guitars at the house. I missed the band, but I don't know if we need to talk about them. I did a band called Shut Eye where I started playing guitar.
Okay.
That's kind of like Bad Lovers, but a little bit chiller, more Sonic Youth-y, more not crazy. Started doing that. Did a couple records. Did 2 EPs for that.
And this is before or after the quarantine or shutdown?
This is probably 2016, 2015.
Oh, okay.
So I'm already playing guitar in bands, So I'm I got guitars around the house. I'm got pedals, I got stuff like that. So then when everything shut down, I'm not jamming with anybody. Moxby stopped jamming. Intimate stopped jamming. I start going on Instagram Live and DJing every once in a while. I'm not trying to figure out how to get that feeling of playing,
Yeah.
And then I just started sitting on my couch, playing playing guitar and putting my guitar in different tunings and just being weird and just writing songs. And eventually I found out I had 7, 8 songs, 9 songs, something like that. And I was okay, maybe it's time to do my little, I'm not playing with anybody. I can play all 3 of the instruments that you need to play to be in a band. I can do that. I'm getting money from stimuluses and extra money from unemployment. Let's buy a little recording setup. So I bought a basic recording setup. I bought this laptop, which is a really old laptop.
Right.
I bought it just to record on. And then I had a practice space. I just went to the practice space after work. Or maybe on a Saturday. Or no, I'm not even working yet. I just went there. I would go there and I'd clock in I was working. And eventually I recorded 8 songs, 9 songs. and took them home, set up some guitar stuff in the closet, and recorded a whole record. And then I was like, I just called it Personal Hell. And it was just me doing everything, playing bass, playing singing, playing guitar. And I just started putting a bunch of layers and crazy stuff, just started going crazy on it. I didn't know I was going to put it out. I was like, whatever. I was just started sounding really good. I was like, okay, maybe I should just try to do this, you know? And I'm just doing it. It's like really therapeutic. It's like what I'm like, you know? And we're still just all inside at this point, you know?
Yeah. And this is you setting up for, you said like what, Personal Health?
Yeah, this is Personal Health.
Oh, okay. And,
So,
and it's just you.
It's just me.
All instruments.
I'm just, you know, just trying to pass the time, like, not going to shows, not playing shows, not like...
A way for you to create without having to
Yeah.
have other people, you know, wait on other people, you
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
you get to have that time, that space,
Yeah.
and the creativity, and you're just putting it to work.
And it's all the same shit we're talking about, like, you know, I know a little bit of recording. I know just enough. Okay, cool, I can record it. I know somebody does graphic design. I'll have them do it, you know. I know, like, you know, like, just all just, like, piecing together, like, a little thing.
Yeah. Hold that thought. Sorry for the interruption. We had to take a quick break because Fidel had to undergo some treatment real quick for his condition, which unfortunately takes a little bit of time. He has to do an injection because he has too much bitch in his blood. It also causes him to have random outbursts. So anyway.
Are we gonna do like a cool like edit back in? Are we gonna do like a wipe, like one of the screen wipe things? Like we're gonna do like maybe some effects,
Or like in
like
Star
some
Wars.
guns.
Because
It's sick.
One of the certified gangster shit, you know?
Yeah,
No,
something
whatever.
like that. Yeah.
So Personal Hell, you're investing this money and this free time into putting together this like setup, right? And you're recording all of these. You're writing music.
Yes.
And it's all done yourself. I know that I did some of that during quarantine. That ended up being something that we used for Hit 'em when we finally released some stuff for Hit 'em or Hurts. It was very like how you were saying, like therapeutic, you know, cathartic in a way, I suppose.
Yeah.
Was that something like that, and why? And is that what kind of inspired the name Personal Hell?
Yeah, that's kind of totally like where I'm at. And like deeper story about that too. I lost my dad. I'm gonna sound like a bad son, bad family member, but it's kind of space career. But you know, I think now it's been 10 years, 11 years, something like that. So then I think it was like 5 years. But like I had lost him, and I felt mostly put together and stuff like that. But I just kept going, doing stuff, you know. Like I lost him in February. He passed, and I took a week off from work and like band practices and just life stuff kind of like
Just create some space.
created a little bit of space. But I just told her I got by. I was like he would want me to do stuff, you know. So I started doing stuff again, you know. I was on a tour like maybe at the end of the month or maybe the next month, like a 3-week tour of Mexico. I just started doing shit, and like it wasn't until COVID I realized like damn, like you could have taken like a little more time for yourself, or you know, it's not always, you don't have to always do this. Like you're doing stuff because it's fun. You know? You're not doing stuff because you have to do it. I started feeling like a very like I'm letting all these people down if I don't do it,
Right.
or you know, I'm not like putting myself kind of first-ish.
Shout out capitalism.
Yeah, you know, I'm working. I'm just trying to. I don't want to let all these people are playing the band. I don't want to let them down. You know, I don't want to let like my family down. I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to keep it all together and just keep going and keep doing stuff. COVID totally made everything go to a grinding stop, and like I just had like I still had stuff to do.
All this horsepower and no room to gallop.
Yeah, so I just started doing stuff, and I didn't really put any too much pressure on myself and like that. I just did it when it felt nice and to write a bunch of songs and then.
So it kind of happened like organically.
It happened organically and still very DIY, very everything like okay, I know how to record a little bit this like I can do this and as it's going, as it's progressing, I'm like okay, this is like good. This sounds good. Maybe I should put this out.
How would you describe how it sounds?
It's kind of like a mix of like I'm like kind of been and this kind of like Sonic Youth is my favorite band, Unwound, Dinosaur Jr.
Okay.
It's a little more grungy-ish, Nirvana-ish, rock kind of stuff, but it has spacey My Bloody Valentine moments and stuff like that. I try not to do too much of like. Sometimes I feel like I love My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, shit like that, but sometimes it gets to be like one thing. So I try to like integrate some of those elements in and the other elements and try to like not be too much, try to keep it fresh and cool. And I did that, so I'm doing that. I like haven't even done vocals on it yet. I'm like, and it's just snowballing. It's just like okay, sounds good. No one else is around. I gotta sing. I've never sung in a band. Well, lying. My bad. I sang in Shut Eye, but there was another singer too. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, okay, damn, I gotta like actually like sing on this kind of.
It's not like yelling into
yelling or yeah. So it's like there's some yelling, but and the vocals aren't that good. So I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but I started like I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like write lyrics now. I don't think I have a name yet.
Is this the first time that you've written like lyrics?
I think I've written lyrics here and then, just handed them through the hand.
And then they kind of dress it up their way.
They kind of do it then.
But this
like,
is all.
Shut Eye was writing lyrics, but then there was other people too.
Right. More collaborators.
More collaborators, yeah.
So, but this is you.
Yeah.
Just full on, just you're writing lyrics that fit the cadence and the vibe of the songs that you're making, and it's all you.
And I'm feeling all this shit, I'm feeling like all these feelings from COVID. I'm still feeling feelings about my father passing, And I'm getting older. I'm like in my 30s now. I'm like, shit, man. Like, what am I going to do? I've been doing the same shit since I was 15. And now, all the stuff I've been doing since I was 15, we cannot do. This sounds dramatic now, being out of COVID.
Yeah, but at the time, like, we didn't know what to.
We didn't know we didn't know if we were going to, like, live in a bubble world, like, we didn't know.
We didn't know what was going to happen.
We didn't know what was going to happen, like. I didn't know if there was ever going to be shows again.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to do that. I'm happy to be alive and be around and stuff, but, like, at that time I felt like, oh, shit, man, what the fuck is my life going to look like after this, And obviously as stuff went on, vaccines came out, and we got out on the other side of it. And now America's great.
America is great. Super great.
That's going to be edit, like, when it's good.
No, I want emphasis on the great.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm like tripping out. I'm like, all this paranoia, all this shit, stuck in your house, like. And then I started writing lyrics. I started writing lyrics about father passing, anxiety, stuff like that, and just started taking more thought about my mental health and stuff like that. And I find it to be very
healing,
therapeutic, and come out of it kind of like piecing myself together.
Would you say that with that being a way for you to kind of process and engage with the things that you're passionate about when we come out of quarantine and all, like, where life resumes?
It definitely helped me put them in like a healthier, enjoy them health more, like I was like more grateful to do it again.
Right.
I had like more perspective and more like. Okay.
There's more intention now behind it.
Yeah, there's definitely for sure. And I felt like I was dealing with grief of like not having those things too. And I'm dealing with the grief of losing a parent. And like, the change is like hard to adjust to.
The grief of maybe losing the thing you're passionate about.
Yeah. And like, more important than a parent too. And like, I'm just like dealing with a bunch of stuff. So I started writing lyrics about that. And like, it kind of helps me like,
feel like you, like
feel, yeah,
like a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
This where you know that you belong.
Yeah, And so that's all of 2020, just working on that. And 2021, just getting back to work. Still a little weird, you know, like we're just barely kind of creeping out there. I back it up a little bit. Moxie Beat had done a record in 2019,
Oh, just before everything went down.
just before everything went down. It was going to be like a big LP. It came out. It's a great record. I like it a lot. It's called Pop Sounds. We found out, this is the same old shit, you know, like we're like just fucking finding people on the internet. We found out Jonathan Nunez, shout out to my buddy Jonathan. We found out he's from a band called Torch from Miami, Florida. He's recorded a lot of stuff. He recorded all the Torch records. He's recorded a bunch of shit. I'm blanking on stuff, sorry John, but he's recorded a lot of good stuff. We liked the way their record sounded. We found out he was living in LA. We hit him up. He had a little space. We hit him up. We go do an album for like a month. You know, not consistently a month, but this is 18 songs. It takes a little while. I built like a cool little relationship with him. We start chit chatting. Crazy fun fact: the studio he was renting was on top of Earth Capitol. It was in the same building. So everything is kind of, damn, this is crazy.
I remember going to like a wild ass like crust like grindcore festival like on the top part of that.
It was up there.
Yeah, right. It's like a parking structure up there.
It was like in a building up there. It was like a bigger room up
Okay.
there. Yeah. So like we did a record there, and like I'm like, damn, this is all linking back up again, and that's cool. So I built a little relationship with him. Everything recording seems weird to me now, like 'cause it's all super tech, and like you can and like from when I started to like now, like when I was a kid, now you can send files to people.
Yeah.
You know, pretty quickly. And so I just recorded everything pretty good. I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. Eventually, I talked to him. He's like, "Yeah, if you just send them to me, I could mix them and
Master or whatever. Yeah.
everything, do all that stuff." You know. So he ended up mixing the record, and it's totally just snowballing. I'm like, fuck, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I gotta put this out. So we ended up putting it out on a record label we had, and put out 6 songs.
What's the name of the record label?
Record label Evil Spine Noise out of Riverside. Did Moxie Beat record, and a bunch of other records. Malady, Annapurna, Dogs of Irish stuff. Bunch of very good records. Some Dorn records. We did it on there. So then the next year, we're just kind of learning how to do stuff in COVID. We do the Moxie Beat record. Well, this all comes out at the end of 2020. Moxie Beat record comes out on Halloween 2020. Personal Hell record comes out, I believe, on the 15th of November. 15th or 10th of November. And it was actually around my dad's birthday. So that's pretty cool. Did that. 2020 is kind of just getting back into it. I'm getting the timelines wrong, but it could have been 2021, 2020, whatever. Doesn't matter. But nothing really happened until the end of 2020, playing shows wise.
Right.
After people start getting vaccinated and stuff like that, and everyone starts feeling a little more relaxed about going out, you know. It's trippy, but it starts like, you know, working out. And then, everything starts. I think Moxie Beat played 1 show in 2021, and that felt like good. Felt like, damn, I'm glad to be doing this again, you know.
Hell yeah.
And I think we played something in 2020 at the end, but that's about it. And then 2022, I'm like, end of 2021, I'm like, okay, it'd be cool to like play these Personal Hell songs live. So like I just, same shit, we're just calling up old friends, calling up old bandmates, you know. I sent a drummer from the band I played in called Shut Eye. He also played in Bad Lovers for a little bit too. I get him to play drums. I tried with some other people, but it didn't really work out. But the way he plays drums is great. Like, it was like...
It works.
It was like I was playing drums.
Yeah.
Like, he's better, but... Shout out to Nick, but... He's better, but like, it was just, you know, it worked. So we got a good little thing. So I'm like, do that. Our bassist used to be in Mother Speed and Restrained. Guitarist used to be in Bad Lovers. Shut Eye with me. I'm working with a kid at work. He's like kind of in similar stuff. We start jamming, starts playing. So I'm just hanging out with like my bestest buds, you know, going to band practice.
Hell yeah.
And it's great. Play a show. Cool.
Best friend shit.
Total like, just I'm like in a grateful state, you know, of just like, damn, this is awesome,
That's cool.
you know, and like we're just doing stuff and
Personal heaven.
yeah, basically, and like so we do that and like yeah, it's great. And Moxie Beat does a big tour that year in Mexico with Graf Orlock.
Oh, nice.
A couple weeks, maybe like 1 week, a couple, something like that.
That's cool.
I'm just working. I just have jobs and I just have PTO, so I'm just doing like, you know, one weekend a week.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like getting paid for it.
Yeah.
All good, you know. I'd been in a relationship for like 10 years, and that ends like shortly after that tour. It's like in the middle of the year. I like don't really, I like, it's the only person I've ever lived with in my life, you know. Kind of learned how to be adult with, you know.
Yeah.
Happens. Kind of messy, kind of whatever. That happens. And then after that, I just realized like, boy, I'm not in a good place, you know. And like, we do a Moxie Beat tour in the fall. Everything's good. We have fun. All these tours, all this stuff. It's all good. But I'm like starting over again, completely starting over again.
Yeah.
I've never lived on my own. I didn't have any of my own shit, you know. Like everything was split. I just completely started over again. I like ran up a little apartment in Riverside. Got to buy all my furniture, all this shit, you know, to start completely over again. And then, you know, it's just weird. It's messy, it's drama still, and this is all bullshit, but like, you know, it's just kind of, and then that kind of made me realize that like, damn, I'm not a superhero. I'm not all put together.
Yeah.
I should probably go to therapy.
Yeah.
You know, like, we were like doing shit to each other, like we're like made it super toxic. I don't want to get too much into it, but you know, like we're just like, we're not doing good, you know? And like, I started getting help for myself. I go to therapy. And this is all shit I never like talked to with like the 2020 pre-version of myself would have never like told anyone this. I would like, if I did anything like this is weird to me doing podcasts too, like, you know, but like, I would not like told my friends like
Right.
how I'm feeling, you know. So I like to start talking to people. I start talking to my friends more and like just being like, hey man, like, how you doing? Like, how you really doing, you know? Like, start talking about feelings and shit, and then like, therapy's helping, good, you know? So it's true because like, well, we're talking about it being a release of COVID, feeling like everything's, oh, that was great. Well, what it was like, that was just like a sample size of like going to therapy and like getting help, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I didn't know everything was gonna be different, you know? And it is, but you know, and now it's just like, even looking back for that, my life is like way different from now, but from then, and better. But yeah, it's just like, truly going to therapy and like talking to people and like getting your stuff out other ways has been so therapeutic and so helpful.
Yeah.
You know, like,
You filled your cup.
it's been filling my cup, yeah. And more, I still have bad days. Everyone's gonna have bad days, and you gotta realize that. But like, I wasn't like, I just been playing music. Like that's, like I was saying, that's all I knew how to do.
Right.
That's all I was doing. You know, like I had a bad day, go play music
Right.
with your buddies. You know, then all of a sudden it gets like, oh, I can't play music with my buddies because COVID happened. Oh, I can't play music with my buddies because they got kids now, and you know, we can only do it once a month. You know, so like
Right.
you start having to find new ways of like
Ways to keep that flame lit.
keep the flame lit, and also like it's like you need to have stuff that's like, I felt like my life became very that was it, you know. And like I forgot like a bunch of other shit I used to want to do, you know, art and photography and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just other shit. So like I started like exploring more ways to be artistic and creative and have fun when you're not at work, you know. I think people forget that, you know, you're at work half the day when you're sleeping, you know. So like this
Yeah.
other period of time, like, you know, you can either sit and doom scroll or do something creative if you
Yeah.
want, you know. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Nothing against doom scrolling. Shout out to doom scrolling. But, you know, you can
Yeah,
like,
shout out doom scrolling.
you can, you know, like whatever you want to do with your time is no judgment here. But I'm just saying, like, you know, you gotta be doing stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Mentally, you know, especially now, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't, it's kind of like if you don't take a dog out to walk,
Yeah.
then like or exercise regularly like they should, they end up digging holes and chewing shoes, bad behavior type habits. I feel like it's a similar concept for people who aren't addressing those things for themselves. You know.
I'm a little stubborn too. I'm a little stubborn. People have been telling me this for years. Like, oh, you gotta go to therapy, or you gotta do this. So I was like, oh no, I'm good. I'm all right.
It's
You know?
weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's chippy. But then you start doing it, it feels good. I'm a little stubborn. Like people are like, oh, you know, you should like go work out. When I work out, I feel so much better. I'm like, that's cool. That works for you. Good for you. You know.
So
But like it really does hit when you go outside and you go on a walk, you go ride a bike, you go skateboard, you go.
Yeah.
You know. Doing little stuff. You know.
yeah, if you feel more grounded, you know
Yeah,
what I mean. Like
yeah.
in my experience through it, very similar timeline.
Yeah.
You know, like once I started seeking therapy, getting the treatment that I needed, started kind of replacing some of like my routines, particularly with like hiking, and I had this dog that I was bonding with, taking him out, and yeah, it kind of like just brought like the life, a little bit of the life source back, if you will, in a way. So I mean, I definitely understand like the benefits of going through that, and seeking that help for yourself. I mean, it's something different other than like find the therapeutic nature in making music, playing music, creating music, engaging in music, but that there's still like that when the music is off, like you still have to confront like those things.
Yeah, definitely, and like it's trippy to me because like there's some people will be like, oh, you've been playing music and doing DIY since you're 15, or you're like a lifer, you're like dedicated, like it's awesome, People are like very stoked on it, whatever. It is, but also at the same time, I don't know how to do anything different.
Right.
I do. I'm not saying I'm useless, but I do a lot of stuff. But I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like it's just second nature to me, you know? And all those things were like how I stay sane.
Right.
But now, growing up, you gotta find a couple different avenues to do it every day, Like, maybe one day you're working out, maybe one day you're playing music, You gotta find different.
And every day, those priorities change the order in which they appear in your day. Some days you're going to prioritize yourself first. Other days you're going to prioritize, housekeeping or what have you, whatever is on your list.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Yeah.
So you've put out this personal hell, which is a deeply personal like therapeutic thing, and it's at like a time where it's at the crossroads of like your own like mental health healing. And these are all things that you're still doing? Like you're still playing or writing for personal health?
Yeah. So we did Personal Hell. We did that. Came out. I had some extra songs still. But to tell you the truth, like being with my friends and playing music has been like the funner part of it, rather than like sitting around recording a million vocals, recording a bunch of guitars,
The technical stuff.
So I was kind of more like, wow, this is rad, like having band practice a week, with an actual band.
Yeah, it's like I miss this.
I miss this. So like, can we just do this? Can we play shows? So kind of got more into that.
There's something about like having that loss or where you have that exchange of energy, in the creative process.
Yeah.
It's like it's fun to do and rewarding to do the thing you're working on by yourself.
Yeah.
But like when you have that exchange of energy with other people, it's so much more gratifying.
Yeah. And like now we've shuffled a few members. Like everyone, we're all great friends still, but now we shuffled a few members around, and we actually recorded a record in end of 2024, something like that. Or maybe 24, I forget.
For personnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Recorded like with a lot more collaboration input on that.
Dope.
So I'm sitting on a lot of songs right now just to kind of finish and do, and just got to work on that. And then like I was saying, we did an Insolent record in that time too. Recorded a bunch of drums in our practice space, a bunch of guitars. And now, that too, after COVID, started jamming again. A bassist had some kids, kind of wasn't able to do it. Me and Martine kind of wanted to do it. After I stopped doing Moxie, it like kind of freed up some time. So we started jamming again. Our singer at the time was going through some struggles, our old singer. We kind of fell out of touch with him. So we didn't have a singer for a while. We didn't know if like maybe we should like get a singer, or maybe Martine would sing or whatever. But we ended up finding our buddy, and he's singing with us now. He's like really passionate. He's really into it. One of the old people I used to work with at Fender, he playing bass with us.
Nice.
So we're kind of about to slowly, it's pretty much all done. Just kind of mixing it and doing it now, and just like, yeah.
And this is one that's going to come out soon.
It's gonna come out very soon, yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. How many songs?
There's gonna be 9 songs.
9 songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys planning to have any physical releases?
I feel like right now it's been like we kind of don't really. No one really knows us. Maybe people from 2019, a couple people, might know it, you know. So it's kind of awkward, a new band again.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to like do it on a record, of course, but at the same time, it's like somebody's got to invest money to like take a chance on it. So it's kind of like right now we're gonna just drop it.
Have it be like a digital release.
Drop it digitally. Someone wants to probably do a tape or something quick, easy to do. And if somebody wants to do a record, anybody watching wants to do a record, we'll do it. But like, you know, just get it out and start playing shows and start doing shit with it, you know. And like, we're all fathers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like
I get it.
we have to do. Yeah, we're just we're doing it when we have time.
Yeah,
you know?
same.
We're doing
Like
it when we have time.
I can't remember
Yeah.
the last time Hit 'em or Hurts had band practice because of
Yeah.
like careers and family.
Yeah, we're just doing it when we have time, and like now it's just like doing good. So yeah.
So you have like this crazy timeline of this experience with touring and being in bands, you know, in the studio, and then graduating to doing your own zines, recording your own stuff, tracking and like, it's easy to track like that you have this evolution over time, and now we're sitting here in a record store. How did that transition from being in like these bands at a young age to this point we're at now, after all the things that we've discussed and you've come to this far? Like, what inspired you to do a record store, and what did that look like for you?
I've got to say, like describing it all, like it sounded kind of like I was like, damn, I have done some shit, huh? But I don't know, it sounded like it's been a long time, for sure.
Yeah, that was an epic lore dump, dude. That was sick.
Sorry.
No,
sorry, guys.
all good things.
You could have fast forwarded whatever point. We could fast forward it.
No, lots of good shout outs.
But anyways,
Deep cuts.
yeah, it's just been like a trip. In my brain, I've always kind of like, I don't know, like as a kid, we wanted to do different stuff. Like, I wanted to be like I wanted to like design cars or design shoes, like one of those drafting people, you know, like some shit like that. You know, I wanted to do that, but I never really had like a set goal of like, this is what I want to do when I grow up, you know. But it was trippy because I would always have like a little vision of like having like a little store. You know?
Not quite sure what it would be.
Not quite sure what it is, you know, something like, I don't know.
But like a little spot.
I'm like, I don't know, I like the idea of going into little shops, you know, like my dad worked at a hobby store for a little bit, you know. We were into RC cars and stuff like that, you know. Like
Okay.
I always been into like, my dad got into little things here and there, you know. And then going to record stores, I started going to record stores when I was like 15, 14, you know. Just wandering into them, there's like a weird dude behind a desk, you know. Sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's mean, you know. We got a record store called Sounds Like in Riverside.
Hell yeah.
They're all pretty cool. Sometimes they're dicks, you know. It's just an experience, you know.
That's a deep cut.
It's trippy because I don't feel like my girlfriend, she feels like I'm a very outgoing person, she struggles with a little shyness and anxiety. She feels like I'm more, what's it called? Extroverted.
Extroverted.
I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
I still get nervous and stuff like that.
Omnivert.
Is that both?
I don't know. It sounds like it would work for someone who's kind of.
Is that like the bisexual of introvertness? Is that both? I feel like that. I feel like I could be sometimes, and like, yeah. And then like, I feel like, so I've always been like, I like going to little shops sometimes, and someone, oh, how you doing, man? Oh, I'm doing good. Can I help you? Oh, I'm just looking around. I feel like doing that has locally been like exposure therapy of like learning how to talk to
Oh
people. You know,
yeah,
like
for
so,
for interpersonal stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I've just felt like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, you know, having a little store. You know, going to a music store. You know, I've been good. Like sometimes I'll go to a store and like not even buy anything.
Yeah,
I go to Guitar Center sometimes and just look,
just for the vibes.
just vibe.
Yeah.
Just have walk in and vibe out. You know, I've gone to record stores, kind of shuffled around a little bit. Oh, have a good day, guys, and just left. You know,
Yeah.
I always had to buy something when you go. So
Yeah. Something about just being there.
something about being there is
Yeah.
cool. You know, and I've just kind of like I've always kind of thought that was cool. I started, but I feel like I started like being like that. It's like I had like I had like a vision one time of just kind of like maybe that'd be cool if I had like a little shop. I don't know what, books, records, something like that.
Yeah.
A little shop, you know. I'm still thinking about like when I'm older. I'm older now. I'm gonna be 38 this year, but like I was thinking maybe more down the line of just like just I don't know, just kids are older, whatever, like a little shop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I met my girlfriend now in. Oh, I have to get this right, so let me think a little bit.
No pressure.
If I don't get it right, she'll get mad. I met her in 2024. Yeah. Okay, that sounds right.
If you got it wrong, we could always
We should edit
correct it,
We
and
should
then
do- no.
we'll go back and we'll
That
edit
is
it.
wrong. I met her in 2023, the end of 2023. That's why it's
Okay.
confusing.
Sync up the audio.
Yeah, we've been together. We've been together now for 24, 25, a little over 2 years. She has 3 kids, so now I'm a stepfather, which has been rad.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
I love kids. I've always loved kids. It's been cool hanging out with them, kids and stuff. But and like what we're saying, like it's been a crazy life, kind of up to here, you know, and just like I had like that restart. Started living on my own. Started dealing with myself. I'm realizing now that I got ADHD, you know, I got like autism, I got like, you know, a bunch of stuff. Like, and I'm just like, okay, I need to like, that's why you keep doing stuff because you're like, you need to create, you need to like,
You need to engage with your interests.
you need to do something, you
Yeah.
know, like, so like, I've just always had like little, oh, one day, like, and it comes from like, it's a motherfucker, you know, my mom doesn't like, my mom likes, she's gone to therapy, she's done that, but she doesn't, you know, she's old school.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
There's still those stigmas.
She's like, I don't have that, but she has a spoon collection, folks. She has an antique spoon collection, guys.
You mean very niche?
She's an avid crocheter. She picks up little hobbies here and there. My dad's been anywhere from like building model cars to like playing music. Like it's always little tiny little things. We did RC cars, like so. I've always had little tiny little side quests, I call them. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
one day I'd be like, I want to learn as much as I can about like kites.
Yeah.
This is a random example, but you know, like we've always had like little journeys, and I'm like,
Dang,
"Ah."
neurodivergent epiphany.
Yeah. So I kind of started realizing that, you know, as we like, this is all kind of recently, the last couple of years, kind of just starting your life over again.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I got with my partner now, Michelle, and like she's kind of helped me like be a little more free of a person,
Yeah.
and the kids definitely too, kind of like, you know, can't be too grumpy around kids, you know, can't be too cool, you know. So yeah, I just started like feel like that. All this started like making me into a person now that I'm kind of being. It's still growing and evolving and stuff like that. But yeah, I had that like vision of like having like a little something, you know, it's a little something, and I kind of started like as my life like restarted, I would say. I like started thinking about like what can I do like outside of music, you know?
And you're still working though, right? Like you have like
Yeah.
a job that you're
Yeah.
you're having to go to.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, what can I do outside of music and outside of the same thing I've done since I was a kid, you know? Like, I have the kids now. I have my partner, I have a job still, you know, like I need to like.
Touring is harder.
Touring is harder.
Sitting down and writing riffs, recording them, tracking them is harder to do.
Being in a room with your friends and jamming once a week.
Harder to do.
Ideal. Great. Awesome. Rad. But sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got kids. They got jobs. They got, you know. So I've just been thinking of other things to do outside of doing that. And just like kind of started visualizing that. And then in, what year are we in now? Okay. We're 2026, folks. 2025, I've been working at Fender almost 10 years. I got laid off. Kind of laid off and kind of also like I was fucking around.
Yeah.
Like I was getting over it. I was like... You know,
quiet quitting?
Ish, you know?
Okay.
I was just burnt out.
Yeah.
I was burnt out.
I feel that.
You know?
I feel
it became a weird environment. I just got burnt out. I left. Either way, you know.
Shout out capitalism.
Shout out capitalism. I was, I had like some retirement money I used. I got on unemployment. A couple months off, you know. And then actually no, I didn't take. My bad. I was lying to you guys. Maybe like a month later, I got a job at a beer distribution company.
Bomb.
For Stone Brewing.
Bomb.
And I would go to the grocery stores and I'd merchandise stuff. I'd rotate the fresh stuff to the back, or you know, I'd like make sure
like seasonal.
I'd make
stuff.
sure you get the freshest stuff.
Yeah, got it.
I did that for a month and a half. That company got bought by another company. Which, again, capitalism. They got bought by another company. I wasn't retained. I had to like interview for a new job. I wasn't retained in this thing.
You weren't part of the acquisition?
Yes. Yes. Now, I've been going through some pain in my chest and my stomach, and I thought it was bad heartburn because I'm old, you know? And this probably lasted like from like the end of like November-ish 2024 to like beginning 2025. I've just been going through little weird things. Something happened. I was so much pain one night. I couldn't even sit. I couldn't even fall asleep. I was in so much pain.
Like physically?
Physically pain. Like heartburn. Like it was like heartburn, bloating, like all this stuff. Sharp stab. And it went to my back. I was like, I don't know if I'm like...
Dying?
Something's happening. Yeah. And like, I'm stubborn. Sorry, guys. But I try not to go to doctors if I don't have to.
Yeah.
I should. I'm going to start going more. But I went to the ER and they told me I had acute pancreatitis.
Yikes.
And they were like, is it? I was like, I don't even know what that is. And they told me what it is. And they were like, were you drinking? And actually, no, I was in like a sober period of my life.
Yeah, binge drinking can be a trigger for that.
But I was sober.
Really?
And like, so it's like, that wasn't even it. And they were like, maybe it's just food and stuff like that. Okay. So I just like, they put me on a really bland diet. And I felt better. Felt better. I lose my job in March, I work in April. I'm still sober. I'm working at a beer company. I'm sober. I've gone back to eating kind of whatever, normally. Every once in a while I get like a little pain or like a little heartburn, but not too crazy. Right around the time I like ended that job at the end of June, at the beginning of June, I had like big pain, and I went to the ER, and they were like, "You got gallstones."
Oh wow!
Like, you got gallstones. Like, your gallbladder's inflamed. Like, we should take it out. And I went to a hospital that was I would say it's unsavory. It was like not the best experience. So I was like, I don't really know if I want it. Because like, can I schedule this later? And they're like, yeah, of course. Like, you don't have to get it done right here. They're like, you might be in pain though. And I was like, okay, well, I'll see. I go like a week. They have me like not eating it. I can barely eat anything. Can't eat anything oily, can't eat anything tomato, can't greasy.
Yeah.
All that stuff like triggers your gall stones and stuff like that. So I can't do any of it. I'm like eating real chill. I'm good. I make it like a week. And like I had a salad with a little too much oil and dressing on it, and it fucking triggered an attack.
Really?
So I go to a different hospital, and then I'm like, you guys got to take this out. They take it out. I'm like better in a couple days. Like I'm there for like a weekend. I come out. I'm like just recovering, and then I'm like, I don't have a job. I'm like unemployed. And I was like, well, shit. I guess this happened at like a good time of not like working. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like getting unemployment. I'm like, okay. I guess I can just chill for a second. We're sitting inside right now. My girlfriend Michelle's an esthetician.
Okay.
She does facials, brows, waxing, all kinds of stuff, and beauty consulting. She's had 3 shops now. This is her 3rd shop. She had one in Colton, one in Redlands, and now we're in San Bernardino.
And it's not 3 different shops at the same time. You're saying that she's moved from one to the other,
Yes,
and now it's
different locations.
it's here.
She's had 3 different storefronts. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and like since we've been together, I've been helping her with that. I like help her with graphics and stuff like that. I help her advertise. I like have moved the shops and stuff like that.
All of your punk rock skills kicked into gear.
Exactly, all the DIY stuff. We painted this whole building. We painted the whole other building. Like
Fuck yeah, dude.
We all just did it, you know. And so around the time I'm sick, or her lease is up, and she wants to move out of Redlands. So we're looking at places. She had found this place. I came and like visited it. I saw. They'll probably add this in, but like what we're looking through now is like a little cutout. I think this might have been a dentist office at one time. This building. This
Yeah,
one.
it kind of seems like,
Yes.
this is like the front lobby.
This is like a reception
Yeah,
kind of
reception
window
area.
we're in. I don't know if you can see it good on the camera, but so we just kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. And the lady that was in here before actually moved next door, but she was moving as we were kind of touring it. And she kind of had this set up as like an office right here, and she had a little store of like clothes and stuff like that up there. And she's a body sculptor, so she had some rooms back there. So I was just looking at that. I'm just like, okay, this is cool. It's good for you. It's a good price. It's got a bunch of extra rooms. You got this room. There's 2 other rooms back there. We also have a nail tech here
Okay.
to do nail sets and stuff like that. She works under a different name, but we're all it's all kind of a group effort.
Yeah, it's a community, little tribal thing going on here.
So we're like, okay, cool. Yeah, she rents that out. We rent this out, and we have an extra room we can rent out. So I'm kind of just like not really even kind of cool. You can check people out in here,
And you're just going into this as a situation at this point, just helping her find a spot for
Yes.
for her
yes.
business. You're not even considering
I'm not
this.
even grasping this yet. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can use that as your room to like when you're done. You could like. She's always had like. This used to be her front desk in the lobbies. Mm-hmm. She would come out after they're done with the service. She'd come charge them. They go on. It's like, oh yeah, you could use this as like a little checkout area. Storage. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, we're just like shooting the shit or something. I think we're moving. I don't know if we're moving yet, but I was like, what if we do like out here in the lobby? Maybe he'll take a picture of it later. But there's like some stones and crystals and random little stuff that she sells. She sells products sometimes too, like skincare products. So I was like, what if we do like a little couple shelves of like vintage shirts or something, or records or something.
For aesthetic, maybe?
For aesthetic, and also, like, if you're interested, you can buy it, As they wait in the waiting room, they can buy it,
Okay.
So it kind of spitballed into, like, I would have, like, maybe a shelf or something. Shelf with some shirts, vintage shirts, She likes to thrift and that kind of stuff. Start doing that kind of thing on the side, And then there's more, I'm in here painting, I'm like, dude, I could maybe do something, I don't got a job. Maybe I could do something kind of like make a little money besides my unemployment money at the same time. So I'm like, this is not thought of like too hard. Like I didn't see it in automatic.
Yeah.
But eventually it just kind of trickled in. I go, yeah, what? Yeah, you could like use the whole room. And she's like, we got this case. You can take the case. I'm like, okay. And then my buddy, he's a kind of a partner here too. He brings records in here from time to time. His name is Miguel. He goes by the name of Fader Records. He does more pop-ups and fair and art walks and stuff like that. He'll go to more stuff like that. And he brings records in here. So we'll have records, extra records. He's been, and we work together at Fender as well, so everything's connected. But he buys records, cleans them up, sleeves them up, flips them at the fairs.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And I was always been, that's cool, it's rad. And I was like, oh, that may. So I'm starting, everything's just trickling. I'm like, I could do that. I got a little cash. I can go on Facebook, go on OfferUp, go on my collection, clean stuff up and flip them, you know? And then so I asked her, I was like, would it be cool? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't want to make it, so it's like, one of the goals here is try to make it where it's not intrusive to her customers.
Right.
And it's like everything, we wanted to try to make it like, it's hard, I'm trying to describe it, but like, so when you're waiting in there, we have the kids come sometimes, our kids come, clients' kids, like, we want it to be super, like, not stuffy. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have record stores, kids are running around, and the record store people are like, get them out of here, you know?
Yeah.
That's rude. That's not cool. And so we try to make it, like, open to them.
Family friendly.
Family friendly, yeah. Aesthetically, sometimes I would say, I don't like the gender stuff too sometimes, but like sometimes, you know, it's a little girly in here, like outside in the waiting room. So I don't want to be too boy in here. Sometimes it happens, but you know, and I don't. So I want it to be kind of approachable to everyone. So we try to think of a way where it can make it like, you sell records. If you want to look at them while you're waiting, cool. You know, I have a door up here. People can come in, shop around. But this is, so yeah, we just kind of, I'm like, fine, let's try it. And this is all DIY, and everything you see in here is like, you know, I bought records, searched them out, bought new records, used records, got donations from friends, put some stuff from my collection in here. All these shelves, all the shelves the records are on are handmade. Just buy like stuff on OfferUp and Facebook. These are like crates for like
produce or something maybe?
No, they sold them as like, this is hard to describe. I don't know if this is everywhere in the world right now, but in Southern California it's like a rustic kind of wedding style where they do like, they'll like make a basket out of like raw wood, like, and they'll put like a centerpiece in it or stuff like that. So this is like stuff like that for like somebody was selling a bunch of these like for that.
Okay.
And I just bought a bunch of these are the things, and I just pieced them all together and just stained them and found some legs I liked were cool and just made everything.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And this is bought from a Savers, this little zine rack we got in here. But yeah, well, yeah, it's all just doing it yourself and just kind of connecting back into that aspect of like doing shit, you know? And like, it's been cool so far. So good. And yeah, it's all a crazy little, it's been, wow, we've been open since August now. And we're in March, so 6 months, something like that.
Okay.
6, 7 months, yeah. It's been pretty wild.
So would you say that like it like you find it as fulfilling as you have with the other things that you've been doing as far as like music and like doing zines and stuff? Like,
yeah, that's what I wanted to like circle back to. I found like it's been really like really revealing of like I've like learned a lot about myself while doing it too. It's been trippy. It's been like I started DJing again. Like I started going to like a little thing we do at a bar in Riverside. It's called Wolf Skills. They do a vinyl night on Tuesdays where people can bring in their own record and hear it on the turntable, and like there's a bunch of different DJs who all do like 30-minute sets, you know. Just a little sign up. Everything's real informal. We just hang out.
That's cool.
Talk music and stuff. So I hit them up. I knew the people who did it, so I hit them up and was like, hey, could I bring a couple boxes of records every once in a while? Sell them? And they're like, yeah, fine, cool. So I just pop up there every couple nights a month. And so being like doing that and talking to those people and meeting new friends doing DJ stuff and stuff like that, and like has been really cool. And like people coming into the shop talking music, and like it's kind of sparked like reignited the fact that like when I was a kid and when I started doing this shit, and it's still throughout, I'm not saying like I completely lost it, but I started doing all this stuff because I love music,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I find that it's weird like going from like it's different being like a musician and being like an enjoyer. You should be both. Everyone should be both. Totally. But sometimes it's different, you know? It's different for me when I go to shows. I'm like watching a band, you know? I'm thinking about, this is a sickness with me. I'm thinking about like, why are they using that guitar amp? Why are they using that? You know, I'm like, I'm always thinking about stuff, you know? I'm like, they've played probably a couple minutes too long. You know? You know?
Yeah, you're critiquing from that different lens.
You know when people do encores, like when they leave, and everyone's like, one more song. I'm
Yeah.
like, they're doing a song. It's like, we don't need, I'm not sounding like cool or smug or nothing, but I'm never like, one more song, because they're coming back.
Yeah.
I know they're coming back. We all know they're coming back. That's fine. I'm not, no shame if you do that. No shame if you cheer for that, or no shame if you do that as a band. It's cool. It's a good little break. But yeah, like I've like been on the outside, on the inside of it, so like I know kind of that, and like it's trippy to be like on the other side of like enjoying it again, and like connecting to it that way. Like I don't always have to be like I'm saying, my life is changing of like the kids and like slowing down. It's like another way for me to feel connected and help ish, you know, and like just trying to like make it cool. I was actually did a fair yesterday in Redlands, you know, with a bunch of different vendors, and I was talking to this dude who'd been selling records for 30 years or something like that.
Okay.
Long time.
At his own record store, or kind of like a pop-up
Events, pop-ups,
Okay.
fairs, stuff like that, you know, just all kinds of stuff. And he's DJs. So like, say the truth, I've always thought of DJs as cool, you know, cool, you make money, you know, doing what you do, but it's like, playing music, that's the real, that's like, we're the ones, you know?
I get that.
We're the ones really out there fucking doing it.
Yeah,
like, DJing's fucking rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like those, and then also it trips you out too. It's like, you made how much doing a wedding? And I made this much playing a show? Like, yeah, I gotta be doing that. But it's whatever.
I hear that.
But yeah, this is life for DJ people, you know, and vinyl collecting people. But yeah, I was talking to him, and he was like, I actually have a record store in Colton. And I'm like, no fucking way. And he was like, it's across the street from Colton High School. And that's where I went to high school at. I was like, no way. I was like, dude, I think I bought one of my first CDs there. Just stumbling in and walking in as a kid with a backpack. Like, I got really into like MF Doom and like underground hip hop. But you couldn't buy that like Best Buy.
Nah, I mean you can find some like of the more mainstream underground like Wu-Tang stuff, things like that. But yeah,
back then you couldn't buy it. This is like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I think I got Food when it came out on CD from that store.
Yikes, that's sick.
And he had told me like that wasn't actually his one. That was some he passed it along to. But still, like that made me realize like record stores are cool to have, and record like, you know. What I was describing as like liking to go in the stores, that's cool. That you still need that in society, I feel. Because you never know when like you could go into a record store and some kid sees a poster on the wall and like listens to that band, changes their life, you know?
100%.
And it's a really trippy feeling. Like if I would have never...
That's exactly what happened to me.
If I would have never gone there, who knows what would have happened, you know?
Yeah, like you're providing like a space in a way to where you can introduce or be the place that's a catalyst for somebody else's journey or intro into, you know, like the subculture, if you will, you know?
Yeah, any subculture, or or just even like new things. If you already like music and you want to find more music, you can come into the store and you can be like, what do I like? What do you have that sounds like geese? And you tell them, oh, this sounds like this. Check this out. This is like their first band. And then you start finding stuff like that. I used to like go in the backs of CDs.
You look at like the liner notes and all
Everyone
that
they thanked,
Yeah.
I would like be like, oh, what's that band sound like?
Yeah,
What's
who's
band?
that? Yeah.
Or if they had like a promo shoot with T-shirts, I'd be like, what does that band sound like? One of the first bands I I think earlier on we talked about Zayo, but also I liked a band called POD. This is for the new metal heads out there.
It's Eddie's favorite band, by the way.
They're a great band.
Yeah, Eddie loves that band.
I still like them.
Eddie loves that band more than about as much as he loves Shrek.
Nice. But yeah, this is like when I'm in middle school. I'm like getting into them. I'm like digging it. Crazy story. My 9/11 story. I know when people say that means like their tragedy story. Mm-hmm. But no, I literally mean like it happened on 9/11. The POD album was supposed to come out on 9/11. And since everything happened, it got pushed back. And that to me was like a fucking disaster. I had like lined up my ride to fucking Best Buy to go buy the CD when it came out, and it was like,
you know what?
Fuck. My whole plan for the week was fucked.
I don't have time to think about 3,000 people dying after a false flag.
I
am bummed out about POD postponing this release.
I really didn't. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Never forget.
But yeah, that was like the plan. That was like the highlight. That was gonna be like, my week was based around that. As a kid.
So,
but on that CD, the drummer wears a Zayo basketball jersey.
Oh really?
Yeah, on one like that CD or another CD. So that was what I was like. This man might be cool. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm just going through it and just like, going through things. Oh, he's wearing this shirt. Oh, what's that band sound like? So like. Same thing going to record stores. You're like, this guy likes the Melvins, or what does that sound like? Maybe someone might get turned on, or like, it's cool. I found it to be.
Yeah, somebody walks in with a shirt and you're like, oh, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. You like that, man? You should check out this. This is,
Yeah, so I feel like I've gotten back into that again, of like talking to people about music and stuff like that. I have like one or two group chats where I like talking to my friends about stuff, but like, yeah, it's another way to like.
It's kind of that
interact.
Going back to that, like where we talked about like having that collaborative exchange of energy when you're in a room jamming with other people. It's like that, except you're not necessarily jamming music together, but like you're meeting in the middle on this like on this same interest, you know. So what do you have in what's the future of Beauty Supply Records? Or what do you have in store? Like where is your mind going from here? Now that you're here, you have it established. Like where are you trying to go with this? And what do you want to tell people who are tuning in as we wrap up here? Like what do you want them to take away from this? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I feel like I've had a lot of plans, kind of like in the short little history we've done. I still want to do. I'm probably still going to do them. When we started, I kind of wanted to just only do this and like be on unemployment or whatever, or like maybe make enough money. That'd be rad if that happened. If a bunch of people want to start coming in the store, but it probably won't happen. To be honest with you,
pull up. It will happen if you pull up.
Shockingly, you guys are all on Amazon.com and a bunch of websites buying stuff online. No shade, no tea, but at the same time, it's really hard to have a storefront and just a storefront.
Yeah, you can give your money to like major conglomerates and people who are more interested in flying dick rockets than somebody who's just trying to provide a space for its community that has brought you up.
But also like it's like people want to buy stuff. Everything is really fast now.
Yeah,
you can buy a record within a minute. If we did like a challenge right now, you could like probably buy a record in 30 seconds online.
So you're trying to compete with Amazon?
No, never compete with that. But I'm just saying, like, that's how quick everything is happening.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to like navigate being like a physical space. I I would love to not have to do like social media posts, like little tricks, little reels and stuff like that. Try to get seen in the algorithm, but you got to do it.
Yeah, and they'll punish you for no activity.
Yeah. So we're trying to stay active, but then also do stuff that like feels genuine to us and not fake and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And so we're trying to do stuff. We have like planned of doing like movie nights here and some.
Okay.
We got a lot of VHS. Watch a VHS a night. And then maybe start doing some shows, some DJ events in the back. We have like a big back parking lot we can kind of set up in. Kind of like operate as a third space kind of thing. It's kind of hard to juggle kind of like the concept of like doing a lot of extra stuff besides being open. Because I do have a regular job, I got kids, I got relationship, I got bands, you know. But I think it'll be worth it. So we're slowly going to start doing other stuff, you know.
As it makes sense.
A couple nights a week as it makes sense, organically, of course, everything, you know. But like, just another way to like try to get people in the door. Try to like, you know, get people excited about, you know. Because I feel like that's, sadly, I feel like regular stores kind of have to do more stuff now than just be a store.
Yeah.
You know? In my head, in the vision of like my fantasy little thing when I was thinking about opening a store, I didn't think about, you know, like, oh man, I gotta do sales, I gotta do,
Yeah, accounting.
I gotta do all this trickery to get,
Yeah.
I gotta throw a show, so the people from the show come and check out the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
You know, I didn't think about all this stuff.
Generating spectator interest.
Yeah, so now it's like, now you gotta do more than just be in this day and age of competing with online,
Yeah.
anywhere online really. Not just Amazon, stuff like that. You know, you have to make it interesting again to be in a store. But yeah, that's always been the goal. That's the goal of like, if some kid wants to buy their first record, that'd be cool if they did it here, you know. Or
Oh, yeah.
like, you know, you come in looking for something, and maybe you find a Led Zeppelin record you never heard, or you know,
Yeah.
maybe find another record.
Bring your kids and get radicalized.
You know, maybe find another record you weren't thinking of, you know, or like, you know, I love finding little records and, oh, that's a cool cover, I'll buy it, you know. That's the way I've been. And it's also been cool of like, what we're talking about, like escapism and kind of, well, I would say escapism of, but I don't know if it's the right term, but like, the world's moving fast as fuck, you know, like, it's hard not to just be on your phone, just be sad and, you know.
Frustrated.
You're constantly hit with like news and content all day, you know, like it's been nice to like slow down and put on records, put on a movie, put on a cassette, you know, read a zine. You know, it's been nice to like disconnect and do that for a little bit, you know. So like
Stop and smell the roses, if you will.
yeah, and that kind of, and I found that to be, I was like, damn, this is like, in therapy they talk about grounding. They talk about, my therapist blew my mind, she told me this, and like, she was like, do you ever stop and like, ground yourself? And I'm like, what are you talking about, you know?
Like take the TV away from yourself?
Well, no,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but she's like, do you ever like stop and like just enjoy it? And I'm like, yeah, of course. But she's like, no, really, dude, like, actually stop. She's like, once a day, I have one piece of chocolate, and like I just do it. I disconnect and I just think about how much I like it, and just think about like I just ground myself like that.
Yeah, it's being more mindful.
Being mindful. She's like, are you ever? She's like, tell me about mindfulness.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you guys, like, I've been on and off again about collecting records. There have been times where like, oh, I can just stream it. You know? I've moved like 4 or 5 times now. And you gotta move all the records. It's a pain in the ass. So I've been like off and on again about it. But now I'm like, doing this again is really like, what we're talking about, like kind of sparked my passion for music again. It made me realize that this is a way of like grounding yourself. This is a way of like being mindful. Listening to a whole record and actually listening to the record, not just listening to the song you want to hear. That's cool. Nothing against that.
Right.
But when you listen to a record for 44 minutes to an hour or whatever, and you listen to it all the way through, sure, you might be on your phone. Sure, whatever. But if you take that time out of yourself for the day and you listen to one record, that's a good little break. That's a good little way to like escape a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been like our saying, like listen to records, escape reality. And we just kind of want to, that's pretty much the goal of just kind of just reminding people that like, yeah, you can unplug for a little bit, you know? I don't want to sound too like, get on a too hippie tangent of like, you got to destroy new technology.
Whoa, Ted Kaczynski.
Like, I don't want to get like that. But like, I'm just saying like, you know, we're just trying to remind people that like, yeah, music, listen to albums is
Yeah.
cool. Creating, doing art is cool. Movies, great.
Life seems like we're doing a lot of enduring. Taking the time to stop and put yourself in a space where you can enjoy.
Yeah.
That's integral to like your own like sanity and health.
Yeah. And then, you know, not to get too conspiracy theory about it, but like, you know, streaming, cool, rad, awesome. I do it. Everyone does it. But we don't own that.
Yeah, we license it.
We don't own that. We
Yeah.
pay a monthly fee for that. And as soon as they decide it needs to be more, it's going to be more. As soon as they decide this AI thing we got going on there now, talking about no memory chips are left. As soon as they decide we need to shut that down for music, you're about to lose like all your playlist.
For real.
So like, it's good to have records. It's good to like have your own little things around the house. Like it's fun. It's different, you know. And I encourage everyone to do it. You don't have to buy records from us. You buy records anywhere. But like, or this is kind of just a buy art supplies from a store, you know. Like, you're really gonna remember these things more than the coffee you go get at Starbucks. No one's gonna remember the Starbucks they had, the specific Starbucks they had location, you know. Like, they're gonna remember the small coffee shop they went to, you know. They're not gonna remember buying a record on Amazon. They're gonna remember going to a weird little record store where someone was a dick to them or someone was really cool to them.
Yeah.
That's you're gonna remember that shit, you know, like stuff's important, like little coffee shops, little record stores, art stores.
Yeah, there's more passion behind it. There's more love behind it, and it's more important to spend your money consciously in those spaces.
Yeah.
You know, it uplifts the community. It uplifts people who are doing these things because they have a real like love for something bigger than just themselves. You know.
Yeah.
When you have these other options that are out there, they're providing like, you know, like a lot of frequency around you and a lot like of the convenience factor. They have no soul.
Yeah.
You know, we're cows to be milked, and this is an opportunity to kind of put people onto a space where you can be honest and authentic and kind of have agency in those choices and how you spend and how you interact with those.
1,000%. And I don't want to like sound like I'm shit talking any of those other options, or I don't want to sound like I'm being like, you gotta come here, because you don't.
You gotta come here.
You can come wherever you want, guys. Like, you can go wherever you want to come, and like, you know, it's like. But I'm just like, these are the things you're gonna remember, you know, like.
Yeah.
There's not a McDonald's I've ever been to in my life where I remember like that was a great. Specifically a great McDonald's, you know?
Oh man.
There is little mom and pop restaurants I've been to that have been like,
man, the first issue of McDonald's, like Big Mac in 19. Oh yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is all gonna be. It's all, you gotta remember these kind of little things, you know? Like, so if you have a small record store in your town, if you have an art store,
go there.
Go there if you can. You know, if you can, like, and if you're a kid, ask your parent to go there, find a friend, like, talk to people, try to like connect.
Or steal the car and just go there yourself. Just kidding, don't do that.
Or even like, you know, even people are doing stuff on TikTok, people are doing stuff on Instagram. Great, you know, fantastic.
So speaking of like TikTok and Instagram, how can people find Beauty Supply Records? Like where is it located? Where can they find on a space online where they can connect?
It's all pretty easy. Both is Beauty Supply Records store. I think it's Beauty Supply Records on both TikTok and Instagram. Check it out there. We're in right now Ethereal Tunia Skin. That's just Ethereal Tunia Skin on Instagram. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. That's where the name Beauty Supply Records comes in, folks. I don't know if you figured it out yet that we're inside of a beauty place. So we're kind of making a joke about that. But
oh shit, really?
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like it's making a little funny little joke, but I mean, hopefully we can keep doing this and have fun and do it on the side, and maybe
Cool.
maybe it becomes a full-time thing. Maybe if not, whatever. We're having fun doing it, and like we're just trying to make it a little space for someone coming in to escape, for me to get a little escape, and hopefully that sparks for everyone, you know.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Any final words? Any shout outs? Any shit you want to talk?
Or just shout out your small, local whatever, you know, and shout out your local bands too, you know, like that's, you gotta remember, okay, I know you, festivals are really big, festivals are popping, nostalgia's popping, cool, great, fantastic, but what people are doing right now is really important too, you know, the small band that's playing a coffee shop next to your house that's charging $10, that's probably going to be more worth it than seeing a $400 festival
Amen.
of millionaires, you know,
Amen.
put on by millionaires, you know.
Amen.
Not shading anybody. I'm not trying to be a shit talker.
No, fuck billionaires.
Fuck billionaires, but at the same time, I'm just saying, like, you gotta, like, those are things that you're gonna remember
Yeah.
for a long time, you know. And I feel like that's more important. And I feel like supporting local stuff, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know.
Hell yeah.
They could be the biggest band in the world. They could never do anything again. But maybe one person at the show will join the biggest band in the world, or you know, like
Or start their own record store or a record store.
start a record store. You know, yeah, that's what happened to me when I saw that guy in San Bernardino,
Hell yeah.
in Colton. I mean, but you know, like, so I'm just trying to pay tribute to stuff like that, and just try to keep moving, try to stay creative, do whatever. You know, maybe see what next little ADHD, autistic little hobby I'll have in a couple months from now. Maybe it'll be this, maybe
I
it'll be
hear
something like that. You know?
Well, thanks for letting us breathe up all of your air and, you know, inconvenience your space with a bunch of equipment and gear and spending time with us. It was very enriching for us to connect like this. It's been a while since we've done it. And for an opportunity for people to tune in and see the space and, you know, hopefully come out and support.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Please,
Yeah, you better.
Please.
All right, well, dude, good looking out.
Good looking
Appreciate you.